personality's coming back. I fucking burned it off before. I fucking shaved it off. But still, I got that Charlie Brown, just sitting there. My personality's coming back. We got something to talk about. Larry McMurtry keeps reminding me of things. Put it right there. There. Lonesome Dove. Larry McMurtry. Look there in the beginning. There are things that say good things about Lonesome Dove, I'm sure. They wouldn't put bad things in the beginning. There are like 2 pages of good things to be said about him. And then it says, oh, Larry McMurtry, Lonesome Dove. And then you turn to the next page and you go, oh, what is this? Oh, the book's about to begin. This is where they give the things where they say nice things about people. I guess I should probably put my glasses on. If I'm gonna say nice things about people, I should look like I know what I'm talking about. For Maureen Orth, and in memory of the 9 McMurtry boys, 1878 to 1983. Once in the saddle, they used to go dashing. I don't know if he's talking about just his brothers. I get the sense that he's talking about his lineage. There's people that like to drive, you know. And it says there on the next page, all America lies at the end of the wilderness road, and our past is not a dead past, but still lives in us. Our forefathers had civilization inside themselves, the wild outside. We live in the civilization they created, but within us, the wilderness still lingers. What they dreamed, we live, and what they lived, we dream. A quote by T.K. Whipple from the paper or book or whatever it was, Study Out the Land. It's a big deal. What's real to us? My dad's idea of what real is pretty succinct. All he ever had to say was the whole world's going crazy. And I would say to him, I know, we've always been fucking crazy, and we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones that don't stop giving. Yeah. Whatever, however that song goes. We are the world. McMurtry knows it. And I'm beginning to think, very indicative. It indicates that he knows what's going on and he's sharing things. And I've mentioned before things that have been said by him. Which represent personal experiences. I can see it. Every time he puts a line in this book about a personal experience, I can see it. He's not just writing, making things up. You know when somebody's real. And I like books like this that you can relate to. that somebody else, they're sharing their experience. It's like taking the shipping news by E. Annie Proulx, Proulx, Proulx. I'm supposing it's pronounced. It can't be Proulx. I'm sure that people say it wrong all the time. It just doesn't make any sense. She talked about Coyle climbing a ladder and getting on the roof. He's like, because the guy that was fixing his roof was like, I'm not doing it anymore, or something. He climbs up there and he finishes the job, and he's so scared about being on the roof. You know, it's so high and all this. These are things, when you read something like that, you realize somebody that is writing a book is putting their personal experience into the story. And by putting their personal experience into the story, they are sharing with those that know an experience. It's pretty good. It puts us together. You know, it makes you appreciate that. But this, I was in the restroom this morning, and I think there it is. I was reading through this, Larry McMurtry's Lonesome Dove. I'm sure it's here this morning. I tried to remember it. And right here, I'm going to read this paragraph. It might not be the one that I'm looking for, but if you're patient, you'll get to the point. I think this might be the one. It seems to be in about the right spot. I didn't have a pen with me so I could make a fucking note of the page, and I couldn't change my bookmark because, well, I don't want to lose where I was. I don't want to have to backtrack too much to get to the point. Here I go. With his mind made up, he felt cheerful. We're talking about Jake Spoon here. It always gave a man a lift to escape death. It was a beautiful sunny day, and he was alive to see it. With any luck at all, he had seen the end of the trouble. But right there in the middle of that, that's the statement. It always gave a man a lift to escape death. And I talked in what's his name? Dupai Yoshi. There's a video I did where I was fucking, and this is the one that comes to mind because I mention it. I talk about how you never feel so alive as you do in the moment when you've escaped death. There is a joy that you just say, oh, wow, and you giggle maniacally, like scuba diving and beating the bends, only through your own reaction to what is happening when you've come up from the continental shelf and you almost fucking got yourself killed, and you go around the side of the pilot house with Andy Hallstein, and you both look at each other and go, ha 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 ha. You're laughing for reasons you don't understand. The laughter comes as an emotive response. And looking back at it and looking at the laughter, you say, oh yeah, I do understand why I was so happy. It's just because I escaped death again. 2 jumps in a row with parachute malfunctions. You're lying on the ground after the second one where you fucking survived again. You're giggling. Why? Because you just escaped death again. And so for him to say this on page 560, 610, So for him to say this again, that's 6:08. They're talking about damn Suggs. With his mind made up, he felt cheerful. It always gave a man a lift to escape death. What this tells me is that there is old Larry McMurtry there. He's come close to death enough times that he has this mantra in his head. There's nothing that makes you feel better. He realizes the underlying reason for the joy that comes, rather than just remembering being happy. Oh, what a joke. That was fun, because fun is danger, and danger is fun. That's why we go to Cedar Point, to get on a safe ride that is scary. You want to come close to that place of death, but you don't want to risk it. This guy had come close to death. That's what I surmise. He had come close to death, and he had to put it in the book. He probably wrote a whole fucking story just so he can put it in the book. Ain't it good to be alive?